right, welcome to the Circle Grace One. I'm your host, Chief Principal Teacher and Founder, Brother Francis E. Revels-Bey. Circle Grace One was founded on July 2nd, 1999 AD under the aegis and the anointing of the Angel of Grace through divine providence. It gave birth to its very own spiritual and metaphysical institute on February the 7th, 2009, called the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance. I'm the host, Chief Principal Teacher and Founder of both, as well as the Bishop, Brother Francis E. Revels-Bey. Well, tonight we have a very short program. In fact, we were on literally just a couple of seconds ago, but it didn't record. So I'm here tonight to put forth this program and let you know as we begin to go into tonight's show. This is, as I said, a very brief show, but before we do that, I want to give you a very short opening prayer. Through divine power and by divine grace, may anyone who watches tonight's program, may you receive a blessing by the information that you hear. May you come into a greater understanding so that you can further be a blessing in your own life, as well as the people who are in your life, be it your parents, be it your elder teachers, elder relatives, cousins, siblings, neighbors, even the people that you work with every day. And for people that you may not know that well that live in your community, but may you be able to bless them in more ways than one through the words that you share, because that's what this is about tonight. How your words play a very significant part and why in terms of bringing you a better life, a better opportunity to be of selfless service to others, but not only that, but just to share the beauty that's inside of you, the peace that's inside of you. So may tonight's program assist you in that way. Amen. And so shall it be, and know that you're blessed. At any time in your life, you're always blessed. Well, tonight's program is the Circle Grace One, is our channel here. Circle Grace One, Basic Awareness Keys for May the 19th, 2014. And we're coming back on to redo the broadcast here. We're going to make it quite short. We were on just about a half hour ago, but for some reason it didn't stay in my archive. So I'm back again. It is approximately 7:52 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and 44 seconds. So we're going to get this information out so whoever tunes in later can receive it, can feel blessed by it. Well, within every sentence or phrase that you find yourself using or other people using when you're communicating with each other, be it also if you're using meditation, prayers, affirmative prayers, affirmations, and decrees, these words that you're using are keys and principles. As think of a physical key, a key that you use to unlock a door. You're unlocking a door to your consciousness. That's what you're doing. Unlocking a door to your consciousness. So you're seeking to shift and give forth a greater awareness to people in your life. And so I want to let people know, whoever sees this one, that they know that they have an opportunity to pay more attention to the words that they use. And this is essential to our growth spiritually, because we're here to help each other. We're here to be in service with each other. And this is our opportunity to move forward and feel that sense of source, that sense of being enlightened and being fulfilled. And so this is our opportunity. And I want people to be able to receive this information. So, again, this show is only going to be on for another 15 minutes or less, but it's to get this basic information out to people. That is essential. We want everyone to be able to receive it and be able to move forward with it at the same time. Now, one of the things we want to also be aware of is that we have to understand what a principle is. Okay, because the words, phrases that we find ourselves using all the time are keys. But what kind of keys? They're principles. And what is a principle? A principle is a fundamental truth, a basic foundational truth of all truths. And often you're saying words and phrases, be it in affirmative prayers, affirmations, meditation decrees, prayers, just the way you think, your intentions, your feelings. Well, they become a maxim. That's what a decree basically is. It's a maxim, which means it's the absolute truth. So you don't have any doubt in your mind about it. You know that what you're saying is the truth. Why? Because you can feel it resonate inside yourself. If it's the truth, you ever people talk about hairs rising up on their skin? That's the body truth. You get the chills. You know that's it. You're on point. You know you're receiving the light. You're receiving the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, and the truth. So you know that what you're delving into is correct. So you want to be aware, and in every moment of your life, it is essential that you understand that every word that you're using, you're putting forth not only the intention, the thought behind it, but you're putting out there a feeling, an energy. Emotions are really motion and energy and movement together. Those two words, you see, you're emoting, you're releasing, you're letting go, you're issuing forth some energy toward a particular direction. And we are spiritual sentient beings. So when I say we're spiritual sentient beings, we have an understanding where energy is coming and going from. It's flowing to us and flowing away from us. And this is something we need to accept. So we have to be aware that in every moment, the words that we use are carrying energy. And life is energy. That's one of the hermetic truths, that all life is energy. What kind of energy? The kind of energy that you're putting out there through your heart, through your mind, through your thinking process, your feeling process, your sensing process. So, words like love and unconditional love are falling into the category of law, of a divine law, which is a divine principle. When we say we're allowing something, the law of divinity in that sense is allowance. That's a law. If you're saying it, then you have to live it. You can't say it and say it's just for you. It's for everyone that you're coming in touch with. Grace, as divine grace, is a law unto itself. It is one of those laws where you don't have to have the most perfect life to be blessed with grace in your life, to receive it. That's why they say one receives grace, and grace came to you unwarranted, you unmerited. You didn't have a merit. You didn't have a badge. You weren't necessarily doing the best thing out there, speaking the best way, but yet you got blessed with grace. This is why people in other circles call it being favored. I get this grace, this ease in my life, no matter what I'm going through, so I'm a favorite person. Well, everybody's favored. Animals get favored too. Those that can survive in the street have favor too. Those that survive behind closed bars have a certain degree of favor bestowed upon them when they're not in fights anymore. And everybody is leaving them alone because they're carrying this peaceful energy about themselves on some level. So they've been graced with the beauty, with the harmony, with the inner peace. Whether they're staying there longer or they know they're going to get out sooner or later, but they know there's a peace that they can walk with. When we talk about acceptance, that is a law. You say, I accept this, I accept that, I embrace this, I'm doing this, I'm being in a state of humility and humble. That's a law. That's a divine law. And once you become aligned to it and attuned to it, then you become that law, you see. You begin to live it as a way of life. When you say, I'm all about remembering, well, as you attune to the state of remembrance, that is a law unto itself. In fact, the word remember is to bring all parts that are the same back together. All parts that share a common ground or a universal ground or a divine ground together, that's what a remembrance is. You're bringing all parts, all parts that are perfect unto themselves, as is, and yet bringing them together and creating a greater purpose, a greater unification. When we say, I forgive someone, and we're working on that, you're working on the state of forgiveness. Forgiveness is a law unto itself. It involves releasing. We all work on releasing our anger towards someone else. We all work on releasing the anger we have that for the position we find ourselves in all the time, and the reoccurring of events that we are not comfortable with. So we find ourselves learning to release, let go, and let the divine take over. Let the divine step in, which they call divine intervention. So we see ourselves always wanting to do that. When you hear the phrase, go with the flow, but what is the flow? The current of energy. Just like we're not like the salmons, the fish called salmon, that swims upstream against the, moving upstream against the flow of the energy. We want to go with the flow. Hopefully, as we go with the flow, we're not cast ashore or battered or broken. So we learn to go with that rhythm of the energy. For all life is energy. Chi, ki, prana, that's all energy, life-giving force energy. You don't want to go against it, you want to go with that flow. This is why they have in the certain martial arts like Aikido and Tai Chi and Jiu-Jitsu and all these other martial arts, they always try to say that you can block it or you can deflect it or you can take it and move it in towards you in a circular pattern and take all of the weight and take all of the heat off the technique that the person is throwing towards you and put it in a circular motion, meaning you're receiving it, deflecting it, and returning it back. Returning it, that energy, back from whence it came. That's how it's used in the martial arts like that. Rather than trying to break everything, just catch it, deflect, and redirect it back unto the source in which it came from, using that circular pattern or a figure eight pattern, catching the energy until you literally can, what they call swallow it up, not through the mouth, but to overwhelm it with its own energy, to break it down using its own energy, to cause what? A settlement, a peace, a locking in of that energy. So, our words can either what? Free us. Your words can either free you or lock you up. Locking up your own mind with doubt. Locking up your own mind with fear. Fearful thinking, fearful thoughts. A lot of worry and anxiety and just stressing oneself out. When you think negative all the time, you certainly will believe the negativity that you keep thinking about all the time. Even if you're seeing it outside yourself, you are taking it on. You're believing that's all you can see, all you're given in life, and so much that it becomes depressing. What is depression? It's anger turned within, so you begin to what? Implode. This is where people have strokes and heart attacks and headaches and migraine headaches and can fall out, faint out, hit their head, and develop a blood clot, have brain aneurysm. All of these things, constipation in themselves, clogging themselves up, and we all have gone through that too. Everybody has, on some level, blocking themselves internally, locking themselves up mentally, locking themselves up emotionally because they're living on a state of consciousness called fear, anxiety, stress, manipulation, victimhood, and believing that they are the victim, or believing that their life can never change. So we want to understand the power of our words, and this is just a basic awareness of our words. So I want to read some of the decrees and things you've all have heard me read from time to time. But I want to put something out special. Just take one thing, if I may. And this is from the Universal Decree. Let me see if I can find one that matches, because these are universal decrees. They can be used at any time. So I want to share something from 2010. This is when these were channeled, and I'm hoping to have the one for May. Yes, it's called Universal Decree for Spiritual Awareness, and I'm using this as an example. And this is how you'll see the keys as principles, the words becoming principles and keys. Therefore, as principles and the keys, they hint at being a law unto themselves. Through divine power and by divine grace. Divine power and by divine grace. Divine grace is already a divine principle. You don't have to be the most perfect person to be blessed with grace or divine grace. That which is the infinite spirit, as God called I am in me, the indwelling spirit imprints the divine plan of my own I am presence in every part of my cellular memory. I affirm this is true. See, I affirm this is true, and I decree that this shall forever be truth in me now. So you're seeing it as a seed, a divine, infinite seed thought being planted in yourself. It becomes an intention, which means you have the will to direct it, and you intend it to go in a certain direction, and you're intending it to go in the manner in which you have that inner desire. So you have the desire to see it through, to see it carried out. You become deeply centered in the prayer itself, in the meditation itself. So it says, I see and decree that God's own seed thoughts are always flourishing in all ways from the deepest center of my heart. So you know it's issuing from the deepest part of you, but is being fueled infinitely by the divine presence, divine seed thoughts. And through deep centered prayer and meditation, I shall bring forth from the depths of Akasha in me as God's remembrance within me. See, so the law is a remembrance. To be able to step in and use the tool like meditation to gather the laws of remembrance, to gather the laws of allowance, and to use a prayer and a decree, affirmative prayer as well as a decree, to what? Initiate those principles as maxims. The fundamental principles become a maximum, an absolute truth. Then it becomes a virtue, which means it becomes in the state of perfection, and you're being what? Influenced by that state of perfection of divinity, of the divine mind and the divine heart. So I just brought that as an example. Maybe for our homework assignment, that we can go back to another time. We start to pay attention to the words that we use, the words that we are intending. So when you tend to something, it means you're caring for it, right? When you tend to it, you ever see like when you purchase something in a store, you ever see the word tend, T-E-N-D, T as in Tom, E as in Eddie, N as in Nancy, D as in door. The word tend, tending cash. So intend means you planted a seed. So let's say your bill was $5 and you had a $20 bill. So the bill that's rendered to you is $5, but the tend, the energy you use to put against that or on that so that you could receive it. So cash tended was the money that you gave. And then what? It produces what? A balance. You got a receipt with the change coming back. See how words are being placed and utilized? Money has always been taught as a currency. Currency, be it in bill form or coin form, or symbolic as a promissory note, or symbolically as a check or a money order. What is it? It's a currency. It's a means of exchange. And currency has exchange and change. It's energy. You're constantly exchanging energy with everybody, and in a different form, whether it's a smile on your face, forgiveness in your heart, compassion, understanding, speaking truth, being honest, being loyal, being a team player, being a leader, being able to work along, being a partner in a business or a marital partner in a relationship. It's all energy. Life is all energy. So these are some of the basic awareness keys. I just wanted to present this in a short format this evening. But do your homework and pay attention to the words that you're using. When you use the right words, they're felt inside the body. Have you ever had that experience of the hairs rising up on your back, on your skin, when someone speaks truth? When the body hears truth, it reacts to that truth that it hears. So let's all pay attention to the words that we're using, what we are intending. What is our intention when we use a word or a phrase? Be it a coin phrase or one we coin ourselves. Where is that energy going? The process of it all is we have to be aligned with it, we have to be attuned to it and in tune with it to feel its direction, to know where it's going, and then act as a guardian or support system to guide it to its goal, to its target. We have feelings, we have sensations, we are spiritual, sentient beings. So I'm not going to take up too much time. When you get an opportunity, start to pay attention to words that you receive from others and words that you issue toward others, and how you say it. What is the feeling behind it? What are the intentions? Are your intentions positive or are they negative? Or is someone doing the same to you? Become more aware. These are basic awareness keys. Because if you become more aware, then you unlock the door. So there's no more fear, no more doubt, no more illusion, no more worry, no more anger. No more deception, huh? No more lies, no more manipulations, no more guilt feelings. And it just goes on and on. You can change your story of experiences by the words that you use. This is the Circle of Grace One right here at Ustream.tv. This is the Circle of Grace One channel. A little later on, this same program will be uploaded into my Circle of Grace One channel over there on YouTube. You can always reach me by emailing me at IAM, that's all lowercase, IAM, the letters IAM, dot, circle of grace with the number one at the end at yahoo.com. Or IAM dot circle of grace with the number one at the end at Gmail, as in Google, gmail.com. You can always call my Skype number, 973-685-5978. That's 973-685-5978. Or call my 24-hour, 7 days a week spiritual meditational decree request line. You can leave a message there as well at 505-717-4722. 4722 begins to spell the word grace. Well, thank you so much. The Circle of Grace One was founded on July 2nd, 1999 AD, under the aegis and the anointing of the Angel of Grace through divine providence. It gave birth to its very own spiritual and metaphysical institute that runs online and sometimes in person to a lot of people, called the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance, which was founded on February the 7th, 2009. I am the host, Chief Principal Teacher, Bishop, and the founder of both, Brother Francis E. Revels-Bey. Thank you so much for taking the time out to listen to this. We will have this in the archives in the next hour, and you'll see it uploaded into the Circle Grace One channel over there for YouTube. Until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we are alive and well in the age of remembrance. And just in case, I want to let you know that I may not be doing a live show here on next Monday, the 26th. So I may come on Tuesday to do that show, or Wednesday for that week. So, if not, just go into these archives and watch the previous shows, or go to my YouTube channel and see all my other shows there. There's some of the things that I enjoy watching too. There'll be some music things there and other things as well, created by other people that I subscribe to through YouTube. Well, thank you so much for your time. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being supportive. And again, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we are alive and well in the age of remembrance. See you soon.